This is the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth Klein. Today we're joined by head women's basketball coach Edsel Hamilton. Coach, you're coming off another hard game against Belhaven. Obviously, it didn't go the way you wanted. What went wrong there?
Belhaven's having a good year. They got a pretty good team this year. They got a lot of junior college players. So, while they've got a lot of new pieces that they've been integrating as well, they only got one freshman on their roster, and she don't hardly ever play. And obviously we've got 11, and we're playing about 4 or 5 of them a lot of minutes. So, it's different when you've got new players that are still experienced college players, which they have. And they also have a couple players back from last year, that played a lot of minutes that were good. Their 2 leading scorers from last year are back, and they're leading them in scoring again this year, and they've got a post player that played a lot last year that's back. So, they're a good team, and we just missed a lot of easy shots. I think we maybe didn't get some calls that we have gotten in some other games, and didn't get to the free throw line as much as we normally do, and that's kind of where they beat us. They shot about twice as many free throws as we did, and they made a lot of free throws, and we didn't get a chance to shoot very many of them. So that was frustrating for us, but there were still plenty of other plays where we got a pretty clean look at the basket, and we just didn't finish right around the basket. We must have had 5, 6, 7 different ones where we had chances to get layups, and they just didn't fall for us. So, that was something we struggled with at the beginning of the year a lot, and we've gotten a lot better at over the last few weeks. And for whatever reason, it kind of came back to rear its ugly head on Saturday. We didn't force as many turnovers as we did either. They did a good job of taking care of the ball. We did too. This is the first game we've really done a good job of taking care of the ball for the majority of the game. And so normally we think that if we cut our turnover numbers down, that we're going to have a better chance to win and a better chance to score, because our offense has been pretty good when we're not turning the ball over. But we didn't make very many shots on Saturday, and then defensively we didn't have enough urgency. They had one girl that was shooting. It seems to happen to us every single game. One girl shooting 23% from three-point range coming into the game, and she goes 6 for 12 against us. That just seems to keep happening to everybody we play. But once she got going, we didn't get out there fast enough. She made some shots in people's faces where we were right there with a hand up. But I told the girls afterwards, we got to be there where she can't even get that shot off. We're there when she gets a shot off with a hand up and basically almost slapping hands with her after she shoots it, but we got to be close enough to where she doesn't even get that shot off. So, that killed us, having one player making all those shots. And then I said we just missed too many shots around the basket and didn't get an opportunity to shoot as many free throws as we have in a lot of these games. So a disappointing loss for us for sure. Really felt like we could have competed a little bit better, but we get a chance to play them again, too, at the end of the season.
You're beginning the process of 4 games on the road, this one being the longest road trip. Starting on Thursday, you're taking on Texas Dallas. The roles have kind of reversed since last year, obviously. They're currently undefeated right now. Familiar players that you've seen from last year, but what can you tell us about Texas Dallas?
They're really, really good. I have a ton of respect for Polly and what she does with their program. Their kids just play really hard, and there's been some games earlier in the year where we were scouting somebody else that had played against UT Dallas, and I showed them the film of that UT Dallas game, and I was like, I know we're scouting this other team that they're playing right now, but I want y'all to watch how they play, because they just play so hard all the time. All their players just play hard all the time, and I think our kids do play hard for the most part, but we're trying to get to that level. And they had a little bit of a down year last year, and we knew that. We said that at the time, that they're going to reload and they're going to be better. They've got Michaela Gonzalez is back. She was all conference last year, and she's playing great. They got a couple girls that didn't play in the spring, and I don't know. I think one of them might have been hurt. Another one might have been an ineligible situation. I'm not sure. But for whatever reason, they had a couple kids that are starting pretty much every game for them that we didn't have to play against last year in the 2 times that we played them. So, and they're good players. And they've got a girl that's transferred in from a Division I school who led the Mountain West in three-point percentage as a sophomore. And now she's not shooting the ball as well, but obviously she's super dangerous. 5'10" girl that can really shoot. So they're really good. They got a lot of talent, and they're going to be hard to guard. Offensively, for sure. They don't score a ton, but they're efficient. They shoot a good percentage. They shoot a good three-point percentage as a team. But to me, really, their defense is the thing that gives me the most concern. Their defense and their rebounding, because they just give full effort all the time. So they pressure pretty well. and they really go to the boards all the time. So we're really going to have to do a good job of taking care of the ball. And if we only have 14 turnovers against them like we did against Belhaven on Saturday, I think that'd be great. We'd be really happy with that. I'm afraid it's going to be worse than that, but we're going to really emphasize that with this week. We've got to take care of the ball because they're going to pressure, and they're going to get out and run, and they're going to execute their offense, and they're going to crash the boards. They do all the little things right, all the things that you want your team to do. So I mean, they're really good. I think actually they did get their first loss last night against UMHB, but obviously we just played UMHB, and that's a really good team too. That's kind of coming on strong right now. So they didn't shoot the ball well in that game, and honestly, I kind of would rather they had not lost right before they play us, because now they're going to have a little bit more edge coming back to play us. And obviously, we did beat them both times last year, and our team's totally different than it was last year. But I'm sure they're not going to forget that we beat them twice last year. So it's going to be a real tough game for us. I'm hoping our kids will come in with confidence and because we had some stretches Saturday. We really looked good. We moved the ball offensively and got it where we wanted to. Our posts are really producing for us right now. But it's going to be a hard game.
Afterwards, another road trip up to Clarksville, Arkansas to take on Ozarks, another solid team that you went 1-1 with last year. Your thoughts on them? Yeah,
he does a good job with their program too. They got some good players. Brianna Moltz was dealing with some health issues last year, and she seems like she's back at full strength this year, and she's a really hard matchup. She's about 6'2", but she can play on the perimeter. She can shoot. She can play inside. She's going to be a really tough matchup for us. And they've got some other good players too, obviously. So haven't got to see them a lot this year because we haven't really scouted, common opponents and stuff like that against them, and I'll probably get to watch them more probably Thursday, Friday on the road. I'll probably really work on that so we can get ready for them on Friday night at the practice once we get up to Arkansas. But they're having a solid year. I think they've won 3 conference games so far, which is, I think that's about how many they won last year, the whole season. So they're ahead of where they were last year. So that's going to be hard too. And we ended up beating them up there last year, but anytime you go on the road, especially on a long trip like that, we're going to go to Dallas Thursday and spend the night there after the game, and then drive to Arkansas Friday, and that's 5-6 hour drive. And so anytime you go on a trip that long, it's going to be tough to get focused and everything. So they're going to be good. They're going to be hard to play against. So we got our work cut out for us this weekend.
All right, Coach. Thanks for talking to us on ETBU Sportsnet.